morning. Happy Thursday, my Facebook friends. This is Tiffany Huckelman here from Lone Orange, where we help solopreneurs be able to scale their business to the business of their dreams with fewer headaches and more profit. I'm excited to be here with you today. This is an interesting topic. I've been feeling kind of weary lately. Lots has been happening, going on in our world, right? Between COVID and all the elections and health issues but has there ever been a time when you've just felt weary? You just kind of feel brought down by the monotony of your business or by what else is going on in your life. You're not getting the results maybe that you wanted to get. You're not getting the work done that you wanted to do. You're just kind of feeling tired in your business. Not necessarily giving up yet. You're not to that point where you're just like, I'm going to just shut it down and go do something else, but you're just tired. You kind of lost maybe some of the spark. Just feeling weary. COVID, or what, 8 months into COVID and the whole pandemic now, and that has certainly taken its toll on us in so many ways. In our health, in our mental health, in just the way we interact with people. We're having pandemic fatigue. We're having Zoom fatigue. There's so much change and there's so much threat of new change. Like, do you ever feel like the when's the next shoe going to drop? When's the next thing coming? When? And so it's hard to move forward sometimes because you're constantly worried about what's coming next. Get it. I've been feeling that way a lot lately, mostly because I've been having a lot going on in our personal lives. We've been dealing with a lot of family health issues on our end, and things have just been up in the air. And I'm a person who likes order. I like my structure. I like my systems, as you hear me talk about all the time. And so when that routine gets thrown up in the air, and I'm never quite sure where it's going to land, that can exhaust me. And having these external things happening that I can't control has been exhausting. And so it kind of carries over into everything. Just kind of this feeling of weariness in my business. And oh, I love what I'm doing, but oh my goodness, do I have the energy to do it? So if you're feeling that right now, or if you've ever felt it in your business, you're in the right place. I get it. I totally get it. So I wanted to talk about 4 tips of what you can do when you are feeling weary in your business, especially as a solopreneur, when everything is falling on your shoulders. That the weariness can come quickly because everything is weighing on you. So here's a couple of things, 4 tips that I want to give you to help you when you're feeling weary in your business. First of all, is give yourself grace. Life happens. And as a solopreneur, when everything is resting on your shoulders, you cannot do it all. And that's okay. I know we worry about our clients and we worry about our reputation, we worry about our marketing and are people going to miss us? And possibly, but your business will be okay. I can remember we're coming up on the 2-year anniversary of when my dad passed away, right after Thanksgiving. And it was completely unexpected. So it completely sent me into a whirlwind. And I kind of stopped all my Facebook Lives. I stopped a lot of the marketing. I was doing very little because I was dealing with that grief and dealing with the physical, tangible things we had to deal with after he passed, but also the emotional things. And I really had to recognize that I needed to give myself the time and the grace to be okay with not being perhaps as productive in my business. Now, I had a team at that point who was able to keep things rolling, which was amazing and so freeing and so comforting to know that things could keep going even without me, even though I was not working at 100%. But still be able to, I put a lot of pressure on myself, and maybe you can relate to that. Many entrepreneurs do. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves to do more, be more, think more, say more. And when I wasn't doing that, it was hard to accept. So the first tip is to give yourself grace. Even recently, with the recent health issues that we've had in my family here, it's easy for me to beat myself up for not staying on track. I had a plan. I had a plan for this quarter. I know what I want to get to by the time I hit 2021. And that plan has kind of been thrown off track. And so it's time for me to readjust and take inventory and decide if what I can do to either get back on track or adjust the track. But I was beating myself up a lot for not being on track, for not doing what I said I was going to do and being on time and delivering everything I said I was going to do. So being able to give yourself that grace and recognize that things are going to happen when they need to happen. So that is tip number 1. Give yourself grace. The second one, though, is remembering your why. Recognizing why you're in business and why you do what you do. Because that is so crucial. If you really have a deep understanding of your deepest why, that's going to drive you to doing what you do. And getting in touch with that, again, it will help you come out of that weariness, to help re-energize you, to help rejuvenate your energy to get back on track and to do what you can do when you're able to do it. So remembering your why is number 2. Number 3, remember who you help and the transformation that you want to provide. Just like the why, this is something that's going to drive you forward. If this is something, okay, so let's talk about this. For the why and for this tip about who you help in the transformation, you have to be clear on that before this can happen. So I'm assuming that you have done that work and are clear on that, and that why and that those motivations are so deeply ingrained in you that in a time like this, when you're feeling weary, you can pull that out and use it to your advantage. If you haven't done that, that's one of the things that we do in the Scale Your Brand method. And we dig in to your why. It's such a powerful exercise. I did the exercise myself a long time ago, and I got to the point of tears because when I dug deep enough and I figured out what was really driving my business, it was a huge revelation. And so when in these moments, when I get weary, to be able to pull that out from the deepest recesses of my soul, to pull that out and to pull out who I love to help and how I want to help them transform their lives and their businesses, that gets me back on track. That propels me forward. That gets me excited again. The 4th tip, so the first tip, give yourself grace. The second tip, remember your why. Third tip, remember who you serve and the transformation that you want to provide for them. And the 4th one is to develop a strategic plan of action. I'd already said it. I'm a planner. I like my plans. I like to plan my work and work my plan. And yes, sometimes that plan gets thrown up in the air and has to get jostled. But the only way that I've ever been able to reach any kind of goal is to have a plan in place and to know what steps I needed to take to get there. So when you are weary, sometimes that comes from confusion or not knowing where to go or not knowing what to do next. So working on these 4 steps and getting that strategic plan of action so that you know if this is where I want to go, then I'm going to take these baby steps to get there. And what's the next one thing that I can do right now to get me closer to that? So I hope those things are helpful to you. If you have ever felt this weariness in your business, type that comment below. I would love to hear what your experience has been like and what has helped you get out of that weariness and get you back in love with your business. And if these tips have helped you, I'd love to hear about that too. So friends, thank you for joining me today. Make sure you put a comment if you have joined me, so if you watch this video, so that I can come back and say hi. And as always, if you've got questions or comments, please put those in the comments as well. So I look forward to seeing you next Thursday. Have a great week. Bye-bye.